earlier because God has already determined what else should happen at the end of the 3.5 years. So that's why he wants to start earlier. That's why I warned you. That what you were having, what was going on was Antichrist. And one of the chief signs was a shutting down of churches. So I said, don't misunderstand the lockdowns. The lockdown's not about you. It's about churches. Remember what I just told you. Satan hates the church so much. And he knows that as long as the church is here, he stands no chance. So he will try to distract the church, confuse the church, keep the church ignorant. And if he can, lock down the church. And what happened during the COVID? Many of the ministers were unaware of the truth. And they locked down their churches. They were told it would be for 2 weeks. And so they tried to convince others, don't worry, just for 2 weeks. Well, it didn't turn out to be for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and then they added 2 weeks. And then they added 3 weeks. And then they added 1 month. And except that the Lord was gracious to us all, we should have been locked down maybe for all time. But thanks be unto God, it failed. It failed. And that's why you have to be alert now and never be taken by surprise again. I warned then, I said, look, it's not about your health. It's got nothing to do with your health. They've got 2 things. One, the satanic agenda to get under your skin and control you. And number 2, to shut down God's church. Shut down the church. All right. The church is very important. I told you the church of Christ is a nation of nations. Okay? The churches of Christ are the local assemblies around the world. And they are the most beautiful things in the world. And except you understand this spiritually, and except the Lord opens your eyes, you would understand the kind of beauty I'm telling you. There's beauty like the world cannot describe. There's beauty like you don't have names for the colors. There's beauty like, how do I explain this to you? How do I explain this to you? There's a fulfillment, a joy that's like the satisfaction of the soul. It's beyond description. I can explain it to you because there are no words good enough with which to explain it. And there's nothing in the earth with which to describe what I'm telling you. You'll have to be in the spirit to catch it. And that's why it was impossible for me to sit down and just let it go. Because I understood something of what this was. When you have seen it in the spirit, you can't let it go. You can't let it go. You can't let it go. Well, number 3